Hi, I hope you've all had a really great week. This week is just going to be a little video about me blabbing on about style personalities. So I just want to, talk through them and explain, why I think that they're a great tool to use when dressing to help build your confidence and help you feel like the best version of yourself. Up until I was 25, which is when I studied styling in London, I had no idea about style personalities, and I find a lot of women will say that they're not into clothes and they're not into fashion because they will go shopping and they'll put something on that's really on trend and it'll just be like a square peg in a round hole. They just don't feel like themselves, so then they're like, oh well, I'm just not into fashion, it's just not for me, it doesn't make me feel great, which is 100%, it's very reasonable. But what I want to do is help you discover your style personality, tell you a little bit more about it. So obviously we have 6 different style personalities. We have a creative who is, loves shopping anywhere from high-end to vintage stores and everywhere in between, and dressing for them is really a form of self-expression and playful. They're aware of trends, but they can kind of take it or leave it. They put their own spin on things. Then we have a dramatic, and a dramatic is very on trend. They love to make a statement with what they wear. If it's the must-have thing for the season, then they've got to have it in their wardrobe. We have a romantic who's very girly and feminine and has a lot of attention to details, like dainty little earrings. They wear a lot of pearls, fingernails always painted, which sadly mine aren't, and a lot of ruffles and flounces, and just very feminine and girly. We then have a classic who likes really well cut classic pieces in a lot of neutral colours, and they investment buy. So they'll spend a lot of money on an item of clothing, but then they won't, that's got to last them for 20 years. They could, not that a lot of things last for 20 years these days, but you know what I mean. Like, if they investment buy, it's not on trend, they're going to wear it in 10 years time, and they're not into fashion. They just want to look neat and well cut and very classic. We then had a classic elevated, and a classic elevated again shops, their clothing is very well cut, tailored pieces, but then they will play around with pattern and accessories to make their outfits look more on trend and to add more colour and texture and a bit more vibrancy. We then have a natural, and a natural is they like to feel good and they like to look good, but they're very time poor. They don't like to feel restricted. They need to be able to get dressed in a hurry and run out the door and run around and achieve what they've got to achieve for the day without getting around in heels or being uncomfortable, and they don't have a lot of time to get ready in the morning, so that's a natural. So the reason why I think that these are really important is because when you discover your own and you work through some outfits, with that style personality in mind, and you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, this is me. You can take something that you like that might be big for the season and you can wear it in a way that suits your style personality, and it stops you from buying pieces of clothing that you still have hanging in the wardrobe and you put them on and they just don't feel right, and you're not really sure why. It's because the cut or the pattern, it's just not your style personality, but there might be an element of it that you're drawn to that is. Another thing is that style personalities can really change throughout your life as your lifestyle changes. For instance, when I was young and when I was in London, and carefree, I was, and it was also a good way when I didn't have a lot of money. Also, I was a creative, and there's still an element of me that is creative, but she doesn't come out to play very often these days. But I loved op shopping, and I had some really beautiful investment pieces as well. So there was a lot of velvet and tweed and lace and metallics and like really cool, beautiful items in my wardrobe that I'd collected over the years. And I would put things together and I would go to work and people would be like, what on earth is she wearing? But we love it. I remember I used to go into this store where I would buy my lunch every day, and the women would be like, oh, we've been waiting for you to come in because we just couldn't wait to see what you had on for the day. So I would really wear some pretty crazy outfits, but it felt really good. Fast forward a couple of years and I hurt my back really badly. I was bedridden for quite a while and I put on a lot of weight, and my lifestyle changed obviously because I was in a lot of pain and not very mobile. So I went into full-blown natural, but not a good natural, just a throw it on, whatever will do, whatever doesn't show my body, whatever's easy and comfortable and low maintenance. So I was kind of the not so great end of a natural style personality, and that lasted for quite a while. And then didn't have a lot of money either, so I'd kind of, and I was in a bad mindset because of my back, so I was just like, well, what's the point? And I'd just buy a great big shirt or a great big t-shirt and baggy pants and get on with it, or a big dress. And then I had my two beautiful girls, and I, would dip in and out of maybe a bit of a classic. I wore a lot of shirts and jeans. And then now I would probably say that I'm a classic elevated, because I love, accessories and lipstick and shoes and handbags and things like that. But I probably dip into a little bit of creative still. So this is what I mean. You can chop and change 1,000 times depending on your lifestyle or where you're at, but it is always good to have an understanding of what your style personality is at the moment, because that is what you're drawn to. That's what makes you feel like you're your true self and the best version of you, and dressing like your style personality is getting you on the right track to being able to stand in front of the mirror and go, oh yes, there she is, there I am, here is the real me, that it got buried down a lot of lifestyle circumstances and putting myself last on the list of priorities. So I just wanted to run through those today and just have a little bit of a chat, a bit of a ramble, because I do kind of, and moving forward we'll be talking about style personalities even more, and I just want to explain why. My videos moving forward, I'm wanting to really link in dressing and emotion that goes along with it, because it's something I'm super passionate about, and I've been through a lot of things in my life, a lot of ups and downs, and there have been times where clothing has really helped me get out of that, or times where my style has really suffered because of my headspace. So I know how that feels, and I know how terrible it feels when you don't feel great, and I want to be able to give you the information and the tips that you might need and find helpful to help yourself feel better. So, and I think there just is a lot more to dressing, especially for women. There's a lot more to dressing than just going and finding a dress and throwing it on and getting on with the day. There's a lot of emotion and body image and self-confidence and self-respect that is tied up in all of that, and unfortunately not all of us have it figured out. So I want to help you all on your journey to feeling better about yourselves, and style personalities is one of the ways I'm going to do it. Okay, I hope you liked today's video. Please comment below what you think your style personality might be at the moment. I'd love to hear it. All right, have a great week, guys. You're amazing. Bye.